A strange phenomenon called bleeding snow is increasing in many parts of the world. The blood-red snow fields on the white background are a sight to shiver anyone. Is nature warning us? Let's explore and find out with us, discovering the phenomenon of bleeding snow. It is known that bleeding snow, or blood snow, is how researchers call the phenomenon, which is the fact that the snow turns red instead of the usual white. Blood snow is often found in alpine areas at an altitude of 3,000 to 3,600 meters. The red snow makes the scene macabrely impressive. When people in boots step on snow, they will leave red footprints, as they have just been sprinkled with watermelon juice on top. Even the snow has a fresh watermelon smell, so it's sometimes called watermelon snow. In the past, some people speculated that the red colour of the snow was due to geological factors from mineral deposits in the snow or chemicals washed out from rocks. But in fact, the red colour of the snow here is caused by a type of snow algae, scientifically known as Chlamydomonas nivalis. Although snow algae are actually green, they also contain bright red carotenoid pigments, which protect the algae from the sun's ultraviolet radiation. The red colour also helps absorb heat, providing water to the algae as the surrounding snow melts, allowing the plant to bask in the summer sun without the risk of genetic mutations. Unlike other algae, this algae grows very well in the cold snow. In the winter months, when it's covered with snow, the algae are almost inactive. In spring and summer, when the temperature rises and the snow melts, nutrients promote the germination of snow algae. After they sprout, algae grow on the surface of the snow and cause pink patches to appear. Glaciers in the French Alps look like the scene of a massacre. Normally covered with pristine white snow, but they were increasingly covered with dark spots that looked like blood. It looks very scary and mysterious. The Alps have also warmed 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrial temperatures, faster than the global average. In Antarctica, blood snow also appears strangely in the summer, when the time of record high temperatures, melting the snow and ice, makes blood-red snow appear scattered in Antarctica. According to people's impressions, Antarctica is a year-round world of ice and snow. As the southernmost point of the Earth, this place was originally a pure land, unpolluted, but it was also facing a dire situation. But now more and more red and pink streaks appeared, cutting across the surface of the ice blocks and forming muddy puddles in the frozen snowfields. While these reds can make Antarctica look more vibrant, this is not a good sign. Snow-white glaciers can reflect much of the sunlight, while red algae cannot reflect sunlight. This phenomenon certainly accelerates the deterioration of the Antarctic environment. Researchers have long suspected that climate change causes more snow to melt and is creating ideal conditions for algae blooms, leading to an increase in pink snow or glacial blood. According to NASA, clean snow is one of the many natural zones of resistance to the sun's heat, as the bright white snow and ice can reflect more than 80% of sunlight, reflecting heat back into space. Snow affected by algae will drastically reduce this function. Dark spots in the snow, like dirt or even red algae, absorb heat instead of reflecting it, contributing to warming. This means that the increased presence of algae will increase the rate at which the snow melts. The more heat the algae absorbs, the faster the surrounding ice melts. The more ice melts, the more algae spreads. That leads to more warming, more melting, and more algae blooms. Alberto Amato, a genetic engineering researcher, said that the warmer the weather, the more algae will grow. And the more algae grow, the faster the snow will melt. Scientists need to thoroughly study this vicious cycle and figure out how to prevent or overcome it. In particular, they are focusing on research on the effects of red algae, especially on whether or not red algae is related to condition of climate change. The completely isolated distribution suggests that different types of algae depend on very specific thermal conditions to proliferate. But as climate change heats up mountain ecosystems and melts snow, it could mess up the life cycles of these creatures. That's bad news, because like microalgae that live in the bodies of water, ice algae belong to the food web of mountain ecosystems. As snow becomes more covered with algae, it can also further destabilize glaciers and snow patches, because dark algae absorb more energy than bright white snow. That could mean an area already facing climate change having to absorb more heat and becoming even warmer. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Association reports that CO2 levels in the atmosphere are now 50% higher than in pre-industrial times, believed to be the highest level in millions of years. So what should we do about this? Is to protect the environment and control our own behavior so that the Earth's environment is rebalanced to help reduce climate change. Today's video comes to an end. How did you guys find today's video? Let us know what you think by commenting below. Thank you for watching the whole video. Don't forget to press the subscribe button, like and share this video to support us. And now goodbye, and see you in the next video.